volume breakout. So you can catch trade ideas before it happens. So you're catching the volume breakout in real time across maybe 100 stocks, 500 stocks, 1000 stocks, and including options or whichever way you use volume breakout, mostly around stocks. So you can catch these volume breakouts and then maybe build a scalping dashboard around those stocks, or build particular different types of dashboards around these around a volume breakout strategy. Sorry, volume breakout dashboard. So quickly before I continue, so this webinar will be slightly live and webinar slides. So I will just quickly show you the intention of how I go about building this. So what I'll do is there is a Google Drive that I have where I'll be uploading these codes as well. So if you're a Nubra user already, if you have access to our APIs, I'll be putting up all the codes here so you can try and test it out on your end as well. So it'll make it more interactive in that sense. So that said, I'll just quickly start. So the first thing a user would want to do is the first interface on how to understand what the APIs are is our Nubra API documentation. I can ask maybe one of you to Subodh or Aryan to put the link in the chat. So the documentation has both our Python SDK or REST API. So REST API basically is a low-level language where you can add any of your other programming languages you can use with REST API, and you can place trades. We have, particularly for ease of coders, we also have our Python SDK, which also makes it very easy. The steps of installation, everything is available in this YouTube playlist here. So you could go through our playlist and immediately be able to build a dashboard as well. So the one thing that we have done with our documentation, slightly different from most other brokers who have approached it. We have approached it from an LLM point of view. We realize that some people are not coders and will need help building, will build some of these strategies using ChatGPT and other LLMs. So we have a download button here in our documentation page. So it says download Nubra master docs. So now if I just click this download button, it is downloaded here. So it is basically the entire, all these tabs here, every code that is there in these tabs. So if I give an example, all these codes that are there, everything is in that download file, in one big download file. So now what I can do is I can put this downloaded file directly in ChatGPT's chat, or I can go to something. So if I just go to ChatGPT, I'll quickly show you all as well. So this is ChatGPT's chat interface where you can speak and it will give responses in chat language. In this right here at the left-hand side, you have something called Codex. Codex is basically, again, a chat interface, but it produces code. And it produces really beautiful code, and rarely is much input required for this code. So once you click on Codex here, you are taken to this page here, where again, all this is free, by the way. Everything I'm showing today is free and it's easily doable on your end as well. So the steps I would do is I would go to ChatGPT, click on Codex, download the app from here. So when I click on download the app, it takes me to Microsoft's App Store. So here, since I already downloaded it, it doesn't show the tab for download. So here, for the rest of you, you'll probably have a download tab here if you haven't downloaded it. So once you click on it, it'll show up in the downloads page. And then once you run the installation, Codex will look something like this. So if I click Codex here, yeah, so Codex runs separately. It's like an app. It runs on your, like how you have Google Chrome and other apps. It runs on your app, and it's very similar interface. I can chat with it and build code lines. So the first step I'll do is so once you have Codex, it'll look something like this. My first suggestion would be, so it'll initially have default permissions. If you want minimal coding required on your end, if you don't want to debug too much, you can just give it full access so that it can do all the changes by itself without asking for permissions constantly. Then the next thing I would do is I would add a new project here. So just adding a new project. Before that, I'll just create a new file just to show you this. I'm going to do everything from scratch here. So I'll just go here. I'll go to webinars. I'll create a new webinar folder here. Webinar live. So as you can see, the webinar folder right now is empty. Okay, so this is completely from scratch. Then the download that I had done. So this download from the documentation that I had done here, that is in my downloads folder here. It says Nubra API Python SDK LLM Builder. So I'll just copy that file, paste it in this webinar live folder, which is empty. So that's what I've done here. And now what I'll do is in my codex that is open right here, I will go to add a new project, go to that empty folder in webinar live. So now this folder is empty. It only has the documentation file that I just downloaded. So I'm going to click that and press select folder. So now I'm going to now is the chat with codex again, completely from scratch. No other codes are being used here. I'm going to try and build a strategy out of from nothing. So I'm going to now first say, can I build a moving average crossover strategy with the Nubra's API documentation that's there in this folder? So the first thing I'll do is I'll ask it, can I build something? This is my suggestion with everything. So if you have a database that if you have a dashboard you want to build, if you had other algorithms that you want to build, so first thing you can do is you can ask it, can I build this with Nubra's APIs that we have here? So can I build a moving average crossover strategy? Yeah, just this much. So I'll not give it too much. And with Codex, it's always better to move, have a problem and then break it down and then add on it iteratively. Because if you give it a big prompt, say if you give it, build me a moving average crossover 910, 930 for Nifty 100 stocks, and it has to be deployable. If you give it a very big task, you'll end up facing a lot more errors. So here I'll show you the progress of breaking down an algo, a very simple moving average crossover strategy, and I'll break it down and build it slowly. So now it is thinking here, and now it's telling me, yes, the docs in the folder are enough to build a moving average crossover strategy in Python using Nubra SDK. Okay, I'll just let it finish first. Okay, so it's saying the docs are enough in this folder, but you will be writing the strategy logic yourself on top of SDK. What the docs already give you, so it gives you historical candles from 1 minute to 1 day. It gives you instruments lookups that you need. Live data is also available. Order placement is also available. So it tells me that everything is available for this. It tells me the UAT is explicitly intended for strategy logic and order workflows before live view. So I'm going to be using the UAT environment. While I deploy this, I'll also show you what the UAT environment is. So important constraints from the doc, unregistered production. So this is SEBI's constraints. So the practical build it gives me. So it says I can build a working MA crossover in this folder next using the SDK patterns. Okay, so now the first thing I'm going to do is, can you build this Python file in the same folder and build this only for Reliance? I want to do this MA strategy intraday on a 3-minute interval. I want to do the MA strategy on 3-minute interval. For now, I don't need order placement, just the data for today in 3M candles and the strategy logic for when the MA9 crosses MA, maybe just for this example, because it's intraday, there may not be too many candles right now, crosses MA15. It should print long, and if it crosses below, it should print short. Yeah, so now it is now thinking and it's building. So here I'll just take a pause while it builds this, and I'll go to the slides quickly. For now, regarding this, if anyone has any questions regarding Codex and the strategy, you can please let me know in chat and as well as in mic as well. Are there any questions? Okay, not too many questions. I'll go back. So some of the other things I'll want to show is what we have here at Build. So uh, we do work for Nubra, but we are also traders at heart. So a lot of the tools we build are for like thinking as traders as well. So one of the tools I can show you is this dashboard that we built, which is a volume breakout dashboard. I'll quickly show you an options dashboard also that we built. So we had built this volume breakout dashboard. So the idea intention is that you log in here, and these dashboards are something that you can build personally for yourself. You can also build this as a product where you have a volume breakout dashboard that maybe you can share with everyone else as well. If you can deploy this live on some website as well. So here I'm just logging in with my phone number and OTP, verify OTP, and then my MPIN. So this is a normal login process for Nubra. It's very simple. There is no API key and anything else required for Nubra. It's just your phone number and your OTP. So yeah, you can see here, it has fetched the historical volume data and it has a current volume data. So the current volume you can see here is changing every second. So I'll just show it here. So you can see the current volume is changing. So this is live 3-minute candlestick being built here, volume. And then you have the ratio to get the breakout for which stock is breaking out when. So this SBI is just breaking out a little bit over the historical 3-minute candles. And this historical is done for the last 5 minutes. So you can make multiple dashboards like this. This is all based on Nubra's APIs. This is all real time. It is changing. You can have top movers here. With this tab dashboard, you could add maybe a scalping dashboard where if SBI is, say SBI is breaking out 5x of the usual of the historical volume for a candle for an interval that you have decided. You can basically, on clicking SBI, it takes you to SBI scalping page. So it will have the charts that you have, and then you can probably take positions in SBI's options if that is required. So a lot of these kind of strategies can be built using Nubra APIs, and this is the power. So with normal broker terminal that we have, we are only restricted to what is offered on the terminal. Now also there is some little customization you can do, but this is the full extent of customization that you can do with APIs. You can build market analysis dashboards. You can build market streaming, data streaming dashboards as well. You can add an orders section as well. So everything on your end for your own custom need of what type of trader you are, you can build here. And again, all this is built with minimal coding required. I mean, in my case, I'm not even coding. This is Codex coding everything. So that's the extent at which these LLMs have come. So again, I'll just go back to the algo. I just deviated a bit. So this is the algo. It said created Reliance MA 3-minute today. It does exactly this. Fetches today 3-minute 9:10, prints long when MA crosses above, print short, does not place any orders yet. So it's telling me it's in the same. So initially this folder was empty. I had just put this documentation file. Now it has built a file there. I can see there's a Python file. This is all done by Codex. So Codex has built it. Let me now try and run this and see if it's able to do it as well. So yeah, I mean, I can quickly glance it, but to show that maybe I'm going to try not looking at the code at all to see if it's possible to run any of this without any coding knowledge. So yeah, I'm just going to run this quickly. Yeah. So this is the code it built. I'm going to quickly test it and see if it's logging in. Okay, so I think I was already logged in. So you can see here it has got today's data, I think, yes, till 11:18. It has got me the close prices and it has built, so I'll make this bigger, sorry. And then it has built this MA9 and MA15. It looks like it hasn't crossed it either ways, which is why there is no signal generated. What I can do is Yeah, so it looks fine to me. It has the ability to get current close, and it has built a moving average 9 and a moving average 15. For Reliance, there's no signal right now. So now what I can do is I can go back to Codex in the same chart that I had earlier. I can say, okay, this looks great. Can you now add Nifty 50 stocks to this? I want only uh, the stocks that are breaking out to be shown in the data frame along with the signal. Sorry, I used the wrong word here, not breaking out. Crossing over to be shown in the data frame along with the signal. Yes. So I'm going to try this. So now it's going to build this code for me. Again, I'm not going to look at the code. I'm going to try and one shot this entire process without looking at the code. And it will deploy. So at the end of the code will deploy the orders in Nubra's UAT environment. So this is our Nubra's retail platform environment. So any orders I place from here will directly get placed in the so if I were to buy it here, this goes to the exchange directly, depending on whether it's NSE or BSE. So we also have the UAT environment, which is this uat.nubra.io. I'll share this link maybe on chat. So I'm going to put this here. So the orders now will get placed here in the UAT environment. I'm logging in to the UAT environment. If you have an account with Nubra.io, you will have access to this UAT environment as well. So now if I log in here, I'll just quickly show you, send OTP. So 3, 2, 4, 5, 6, 2. And then I have to put my MPIN as well here. So 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, the Codex has told me that it's built it. I'll come back to that. So when I place an order, it'll come here in my UAT environment. The UAT environment is built in such a way that the funds API does not exist for the UAT environment. You can take as many orders, you can place as many orders as you want. You can try as many strategies. You can place option strategies, options orders, futures orders, anything here. So quickly to see the orders being placed, I'll just continue again. So it has told me it has built it, updated it, scans a hard-coded Nifty 50 symbol list. To understand what Codex has done, Codex has basically gone through the web. It has used NSE's website somewhere here. If I had seen the thought process. So in the thought process, it goes through NSE's website, gets the list of the 50 candles, fetches today's 3-minute candle for the whole basket, checks whichever completed. So I'll just try it out now. Maybe it's better. So the same code has now been changed. You can see it has changed the code as well. It has added the 50 symbols here. So I did not do anything to the code line. This is the same code that I ran earlier, Reliance MA3. Codex has made this difference. So now I'll try and run this and see if an error comes. So now it's saying there is an error, client error 400. I know what this error is. I'll just quickly, so to show you what you can do, if you ever face an error like this, you just copy the error, copy it, go to Codex and paste it back again. So I can fix this error, but this is for those of you who are, because I'm used to seeing, I know what this error is for, but this is for, in case those of you who are not used to it, I'll just quickly show you how you can do it without it. So Nubra is rejecting the request because historical data only allows 10 per symbol. So I'm batching it into chunks of 10 and merging the responses. So Codex has understood it as well. So Codex is now going to do it. It's going to fix this code here that was giving the error earlier. I'll just remove this entire error. Yeah. I'll go back to Codex. Yeah, it said it's already done it, fixed it. So now let's try it again. Hopefully there's no error this time. If I run it. It says ticker not found. So I'll paste this as well. So the ticker not found is actually Tata Motors. I already know it because I've done this somewhere here. It would have got the older. Yeah, Tata Motors is now TMPV. So I am not going to tell it what the error is. I'm just going to push the error code here. So let me see what codex does. So it says the failure is one or more symbols in the hard-coded not matching Nubra's master. I'm changing the script to resolve the symbols through instrument data and only use the tickers that Nubra actually recognizes. So I've confirmed the SDK symbol resolution. I'm adding a validation step. Anyone has any questions, can please ask. Yeah, maybe I can show the other, what else can be done with Nubra's APIs, just to show you everything that can be built. Yeah, I think this one has it. Okay, Codex has said it's built it. So Codex has said it has resolved it. It is using plus instrument data here. If this error still pastes the new traceback, okay. So now I'll try this code again. I'm just going to delete this entire error message. And then I'm going to run this code again. So it still says ticker not found. Let me see if it's running the same code. 3MA today. There is just one code, right? Maybe I'll just close this and try it again. 11:26. So I'm going to run it. If I face this error again, I'm just going to try pasting it last time. Let me see if its Tata Motors is still there. It's still there. So I'll just paste this again one last time. Otherwise, I'll just tell it to remove Tata Motors directly.
Hello?
Hello? Yes? So some of the other things I can show you what we build with the APIs is we build this open interest dashboard where you can track the open interest. You can, based on the strategy that you select, whether it's a straddle, triangle, iron condor, or iron butterfly, you will get the strategy pairs here on a target delta, the leg delta, and then you can place your orders as well here. So once I placed an order here, you can track your PNL live. So you don't have to go to the positions page or the orders page on, usually that is there on broker websites that are there. You can directly create a dashboard where you automatically have your analysis, the strategy decision, and also the positions available in the same dashboard page. So you can see this got deployed. It was visible in our UAT environment. I'll just show you another strategy being deployed. Yeah, so like the strategy is iron butterfly now. It's being deployed here. And then when you go here, the order notification comes up for iron condor. You can see it here, it's executed. This is in the UAT environment. So this is built for testing. So you can see the PNL is to let you know. So if I were to deploy the strategy live today, it'll tell you the PNL for that strategy that day. So you can make a decision on whether your strategy is doing well or not. And then this is one dashboard that we built using Nubra APIs. Quickly, I'll just see what Codex has said. It has said it has changed it. I'll just try running this again. If I face the same error, I'll ideally just fix it myself. But I'm going to try it. I'm going to try without. Okay, so I did it without any help. So it said skipping the symbols rejected was Tata Motors, which is what we had already discussed. So it's trying the Nifty 50 universe, interval 3 minutes, and it has got these three, Eicher Motors, M&M, and Tata Steel as going, two of them are going long and one of them is going short. So till now, I think my assumption is that the strategy is working well. So now I'll try and add, this is for the last 3-minute timestamp. So now what I can do is I can add an order placement function to this itself. So now I'm going to go back to Codex. I'm going to say it looks like it works well. Can you now add an limit order placement function do this that takes the symbol and long/short and places an order. For now, use one quantity. So there's no other analytics done here. Ideally, quantities change based on your the amount you have, the funds you have, and also the strategy that you're deploying. It cannot be the same quantity for all of them. But here, I'm just going to show a deployment. I'm going to do one quantity. For now, use one quantity for each order. So I'm going to now add the order placement function as well to this using Codex. Yeah, anyone has any other question till now? Can please feel free to ask.
Akshay.
Yeah. Go ahead. You're audible.
Yeah, Akshay, can we make a dashboard out of this EMA strategy which you're showing? That's on the
100%.
terminal, right?
Yeah.
So
So if I
how
have
to
time, huh?
how to do that?
If I have time, I'll to this code itself. I'll make it into a dashboard. I'll ask Codex only to do it. So the thing is, Codex is actually really brilliant in building very good dashboards. So the dashboard that I showed you earlier about the volume breakout, right? I did not prompt it what I needed. I just told Codex, can you build me a high-level dashboard? Those words, if you use high-level dashboard, professional dashboard, Codex will itself build it. And then, so I'll try it during this webinar as well. Yes, Nubra is a regulated platform. We are a broker. We are SEBI registered as well. I think our SEBI registration number is there somewhere on our website as well.
Hi, Akshay. So I have a question. So I think day before yesterday, I attended the session. I was able to get the Nubra's API and I was able to scrape the data as well from past 65 days. One question I had is there are some 10 different strategies shown in the Nubra dashboard itself. I'm talking about the Nubra web page. Web app. Yeah. So all these strategies, there are close to 12 strategies. Are these back tested or can I see the results of back testing for the same?
Which strategy are you talking about? Which page, if possible?
If I go to Nubra.io on my own dashboard, I think the fourth tab on the left, that is the strategies.
Oh, strategy builder. Strategy builder tab, is it? Yes.
I don't see. There are some pre-built strategies.
Yes.
And I can build my own as well here itself in the dashboard.
No. To the dashboard, I don't think you can add. Maybe using Codex, you could try and build the layout such that it'll change the HTML a build and it'll add your own section.
I'm doing that on my own. So one thing I wanted to know is what is the current strategy that is already there? Let's say maybe bull call spread is there. There is one strategy, pre-built one. Can I know what exactly it is taking in as the parameters and maybe build the same thing on my own?
So when you build the strategy, I'll just before I come, can I come to that at the end, Murli,
sure,
if possible? I'll just quickly run this Codex.
Okay, got it.
I'll come to that at the end, I promise. Just quickly, I'll just quickly try running this because in case it throws an error, I'll just feed it and then I'll get back to the last question. So it has made the changes in my file. The last thing it added was the place limit order script. Now it long maps to buy, short maps to sell, quantity is 1, order type is intraday. So let me see if it throws an error this time. So it says M&M order was placed. If I can go to the UAT dashboard. So no, I don't see anything here in M&M. I don't see the order being placed. Can you confirm if the orders code is set properly? So it said M&M long, but in my UAT, I can't see the order. So likely the order did not go through. So I'll just have to check. This is the best case. The UAT environment that we have is the best testing environment that at least I have seen across brokers in India, mostly because of this. Now I can keep making mistakes as I'm building this algo, especially while putting orders. I can keep making mistakes because these orders are not really getting fired with my funds account. It is unlimited funds that are required, that are available in the UAT environment. And then I can test these strategies out again and again and again. And once I know my strategy today is really good, I will probably run it in the UAT on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then when I'm like okay with the results of the strategy, I will switch to deploying it live. So very quickly here, I'll just see if it is the UAT environment itself or production environment. I have to explicitly let it know that it has to place the orders in the UAT environment. So let me see what Codex is doing. Use this to actually placement Reliance MA3M. Is it the same code? Yeah, the same code. So let me try it once again, and then I'll tell it to explicitly make it a UAT environment. So, oh, there's a lot of signals last time. Let me see if any of them are going through. Not going through. So now the next thing I'll do is, can you explicitly make this the UAT environment only, and also build it in such a way that the error is printed if there's an issue. So if you force it to print the error, I can just copy paste the error and put it in Codex, and it'll try and fix it. So it's saying I'm locking the script to UAT. Yeah, so I'll let it figure this out. To Mulli, your question, I log into the Nubra IO right now, I'll get logged out of UAT. So I'll come to that question at the end of it.
Also, if the order that we are placing via the API key, will that go to the UAT dashboard?
Yes, it'll go to the UAT dashboard. That's what. So we will see the orders getting popped up. You'll get a notification here. Right now I'm in the order, so order section is completely empty. Portfolio is also not showing the order, so it's not placed yet.
The holdings are the ones that you already placed.
Yeah, holdings. Yeah, holdings is so every day the UAT environment gets flushed. So your positions that are there intraday, even if you take overnight positions, nothing will be visible on the UAT environment. Every day before 8 a.m., everything goes to 0.
Even
The idea of UAT is to test it real time. Sorry.
Even if the position is already done, let's say I take a swing trade for 15 days or so, and I put the order, place the order via the API. It's staying in the UAT or in my own. So as you mentioned,
it'll not. The UAT is only for intraday, only for today's trading hour.
Okay, so the order API that I place through, can it go to my actual order placement in my own dashboard as well?
As in, if you change the environment from UAT to production environment, it'll be visible in your production environment. So the UAT environment is different. In your production, if you place a 15-day like a overnight order, it'll be there in your holdings page. So you'll be seeing it in your holdings like this.
Okay.
So this holdings is basically just mimicking what is there from my current production. So this is from the production environment. It's not from the UAT environment. The positions will be different from UAT and production. So whatever I take positions in UAT will not show up in production environment.
So I can do live paper trading here in the UAT one.
Yes, in the UAT you can do live paper trading. So you deploy it for a couple of days, and then once you're okay with it, you can deploy it live.
UAT is more like to test my own strategy and signals.
Yes. Yeah. So just to test your own intraday strategies. So that's the idea here. So it ideally should have taken. So now, yeah. So it was not placing it in the UAT environment. It was trying to place it somewhere else likely, which is why I have to log in now again. I'll just quickly log in. So OTP 2. This is the best part about Nubra, is that there's no API key that you have to copy paste here and there, no browser authentication.
So for for UAT, there is no requirement of the MPIN. I had the same thing where I enter my mobile number, then OTP, but it asked me for MPIN. I think that is mostly for the live one.
No. Even in UAT, it's required. I'll just quickly copy paste this here and then I'll tell you. So the way this, so if I just go to another example, so you have something called an .env file.
Okay, you already placed it in the environment variable.
Yes, it's in my environment variable, which is why it's asked me.
Got it, thanks.
There are ways to actually completely automate it. So I have a code line, which maybe I can show you. auto there here video. Yeah. Okay, so codex has said it's done it. So this auto login client, you don't even need an env file. You can just put your phone number here, your mpin here, and your TOTP secret. And then whenever you run this code, it'll automatically log in. You never have to use your phone number, OTP, mpin, anything else.
So
this
TOTP
is the
will bypass the OTP layer.
Yes, TOTP will bypass the OTP layer, and then you have your import PyOTP, which will take care of your TOTP.
Akshay, from where we will get a secret code?
So if you go to documentation here, I'll just quickly run this codex code just in case, and then I'll come to that. Here, I'll just run it. Let me see if the error still comes. So now that I've logged in, it's not, maybe it will not ask me for login again. It shouldn't, if codex has written the correct code. So it's saying orders, anything? No, nothing. Orders as well, no.
In the holdings, it is saying 4. Can you look into it?
Yeah, that is from my production environment. It's not my UAT.
Okay.
I'll quickly show it to you as well. Can you confirm the order placement? Because no orders are being placed, nor is the error showing up. Okay, yeah. So if this is from my production environment. So this is not from the UAT environment. These are like TMPV, Reliance, IDEA. This is just random test taken. Sorry, there was one more question. Where to get the TOTP secret? So if you go to Python SDK and go to authentication, in the authentication page, if you scroll down a bit, there is a TOTP login here. In this TOTP login, you can generate the TOTP secret from here. And then for the first time only, you have to use an authenticator app, which is like Google Authenticator or any other app. And then once you put the TOTP secret in that Google Authenticator app, you have to enable the TOTP. This is only one time. This entire step, you have to only do it one time. And once you have enabled it, that TOTP secret that you generated here, that you have to store it and put it in this auto login file.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
And this will regenerate every for every single day. Do I have to do that every day?
I mean, if you run the code, it'll just automatically. So whenever you run a code, I'll show it for this as well. I'll just quickly test this before that. Maybe if it has made a change. Let me go to the UAT environment. Okay, so for some reason, I mean, I'll have to unfortunately look at the code here, but technically it should have done it. Oh, it's using it in try. See, that's the thing. Okay, I'm just going to try and just going to say, I'm going to put the code line problem again. So I'm going to just copy paste this. And then give it a codex. I'm trying to brute force it in a way where I don't know any coding and try and make it work. Only scanning, no order was attempted. Yes, please. Yeah, sorry. The last question was, yeah. So whenever you do the authentication the first time, it stores the auth file. So if I just show you what it does. These three auth files, so whenever you run the authentication code, these three auth files get stored in that folder, wherever you run the code from, or wherever your VS Code runs from. So once this is there, the session is active for 12 hours.
Okay, got it.
So it has now built it. It's saying it's changed it. Hopefully it has worked. Let's see. This is the only bit with LLMs where sometimes this is where sometimes knowing coding helps, but I'm going to try now doing it without it. So it says order placed. Let me go quickly see. Yeah, you can see here order placed, order accepted, ITC. It has come in the UATs, this thing. It is still open because it's placed a limit order. So hopefully it reaches my limit order. And then in my positions, it shows up. So now that it has done this, I can see it's getting placed. What I can now do to Codex is, can you make this code run every 3 minutes every 3 minutes, take 9:15 a.m. as the start time and run it every 3 minutes post that. I want the code to take positions whenever the signal gets generated. Am I okay with this prompt? I think so. I'll just try it with prompt. It's a very basic prompt. So since the EMA is built on 3 minutes, I'm just going to say 9:15.
Actually, hello.
Yes, hello.
Okay, can you do it in crypto? Okay, live crypto.
No, so at Nubra we don't have crypto offering yet. Crypto is not in talks also yet. But using Codex as such, you can build it on crypto platforms as well. But at Nubra, we don't have crypto as a offering. We do have MCX, which will come soon. MCX commodities, yeah. Commodities is in our environment. It's in our testing environment. So once that testing phase goes through, I think it'll probably not take longer than 2 weeks, according to me. So once that happens, commodities will also be available.
Also in the UAT environment, do you have any input of how much amount do you want to start the trading with? Like 10 lakhs, 5 lakhs, even though it's paper trading?
What you will probably have to hard code the input in your code. So you will have to hard code the input, and then probably based on the price. I mean, it'll be a very hard coded this thing where number of quantity and your share price LTP at which it gets placed, and then use that as this thing. In the UAD environment, the funds is not a section at all. So you can test as many strategies as you want. So you can see now ITC is now in my positions. The limit was hit, so now it's an executed. And now in my positions, I can see here. So my PNL will change tick every couple of seconds based on the price movement. So now the other thing I wanted to do is, so this code earlier was just running once and it was breaking. It was just taking one order. Ideally, you wanted to run and capture as many opportunities as possible. So I told it to loop now. So let me see. Hopefully it is able to loop. That is the other thing that I added. If it's not able to, I'm then going to try. I have just a couple of minutes left. I'll try and build a dashboard now out of this, maybe, hopefully. So now it's saying next run is at 11:15. So I think it's going to do it. It also placed a bunch of orders. I'll quickly go there and see it. So you can see a bunch of orders came through. HTFC, Axis, and Apollo. All of them came to the UAT environment as well in positions. So the limits were all hit for those. So it's now open. All are executed. You can see now you can track your positions here and your PNL as well. Again, these are like just one quantity. So technically, this is just the idea is to show a dummy code line. What I can do now is since this code line works, I can see it is going to now try. If those of you who can just wait for 2 more minutes, it'll at 11:51 again, it'll take trades, and I'll quickly show that happening automatically. Meanwhile, I'll copy paste this entire code. I can paste it here in this folder. Right? Yeah, it's pasted here. So those of you, what you can do is just copy paste this in Codex and then change it and add any parts of your strategy if you want. This is technically a working code. It's a very big code. It should be much smaller than this. But since Codex has done it, it's one-shotted it. It sometimes is like this. So I'll save this and then I can share the clients. No. So it's there in this live webinar 2 code. So I'll just quickly share this in chat. Yeah, but I think it's been relatively successful. I'll just wait for 11:51. It'll probably run the entire code again, strategy again. And this time again, completely automated, nothing done on my end. And I barely even looked at the code. So here, I'll just quickly just wait for this to come through. 11:50. Hopefully, if the code is written well, it will just automatically place an order if there is a position available. Yeah, anyone has any other questions apart from this while we wait for a couple more seconds?
Is there any watch list API as well? So if I had 10 different stocks to my watch list and I want to only want that to be checked in my application.
You could build that kind of watch list as such. So you could use the APIs and build that watch list, but currently there's no watch list API as such.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, hi Akshay.
Hi.
Yeah, can you please once recap, please?
Sorry, which one?
I mean,
The code?
yeah.
So at 11:51, it placed order. So it's saying HDFC and Axis Bank, all right. But now what it did is it already saw that it is skipping it. Skipping already placed a signal for Axis Bank and HDFC Bank. So it did not place an order. So when I went there to see if there was an order placed, it did not place it based on already existing positions. Technically, to this algo, the reason why this is happening is because I have to write a signal where only after the completion of the candle, it should determine the crossover and then place the order.
So does it actually also provide what kind of debt or equity the HDFC is actually holding? That's not. I think that will not be provided, right?
What kind of data? Sorry.
Not data actually. The debt amount what HDFC stock is actually holding.
No, you're talking about technical. Fundamental data. No. Fundamental data is not available here. I think on the Nubra IO platform it is available.
Okay.
So from there you'll be able to get it from the platform, but through APIs we don't have fundamental data yet.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, so this, it seems like it's working. I'll just wait for one more, maybe 3 minutes. Till then, what I can do is I'll not try and change this code line. I will say, okay, this works great. Can you please make another folder within this folder and help build a high level. So the prompt is high level dashboard. High level word works with anything here. High level dashboard for this, for tracking this algo strategy. So let's see. Hopefully it's able to do it. Let me see what it does. But for now, at least the orders are being placed and it's running in a loop. So every time there is and luckily the logic also, this is a logic that I did not even specify to it, where it should not place an order if it already exists. But somehow Codex knew it. It scans through your web as well. So it knows the best practices of an algo. And so it already decided that it's going to skip these orders for Axis Bank and HDFC Bank. So somewhere that would have been written here in the logic.
Also, actually, for the trades that you take right now.
1 second, I'll just quickly go. Yeah, see, now it's placing more orders here. So I think it came out of Apollo Hospital, and then it placed a Dr. Reddy's, new Dr. Reddy. Oh, sorry, it added an extra order for Apollo Hospital. So likely that did not work. I'll have to write a bit where it should not take an order if it already exists. Sorry, can you ask the question again? Sorry, I cut you off.
Is there a basic strategy that you told Codex to generate for these signals?
Yes. So
if 15, something like that.
If you joined late,
I joined 20 minutes late, so that's why I was asking.
No worries. So the first thing that I did was this folder that it's building it in, this webinar live folder, it was completely empty. I'll just show the steps again for those of you who joined late. So ideally what I did was I just created a new folder. Let's say, again, I'll just make it test for now. And then what I did was in this test folder, it was completely empty. So the other thing with Nubra API documentation is that we have, knowing that a lot of people use LLMs to build their strategies, we have a download button here, which downloads the entire documentation. So I first downloaded this documentation here. I clicked on this button, downloaded it. I went to my downloads folder. I'll just simply copy this documentation, go to this empty test folder, paste it here. So now this is the entire Nubra documentation. I'll just quickly show it as well. If I go down, it's like a lot of documentation. So once that is there in this folder, I went to Codex. I went add a new project. And then you can go to that folder that I just built. So that folder was called test. So I'll go there. I'll select this folder. And then what I'll do is I asked it, can you build. First, I asked it, build me a MA strategy using Nubra API. I'll just do this for now. So this is what I did. This was the first thing that I asked. I'll quickly go back to what I had asked initially here. So I asked, can I build a moving average crossover strategy with the file that I was there in that folder first? And then it told me, yeah, it can do it, what it plans to do. Then I said, can you build a Python file in the same folder and build this for reliance only? So the thing with Codex is you want to do it as iteratively as possible. If you have an algo, you break it down to smaller steps. First, you get maybe the market data, then you add one stock, then you add maybe 10 stocks. And then slowly, if you do it, it does it really well. So I said, do it only for reliance. I want to do this MA strategy for 3-minute interval. I did not want the order placement initially because I want to build it slowly. And then I said, just the data for today in 3-minute candlesticks, moving average crossover 9 and 15. It should, initially, I just wanted to print long if it crosses above and short if it crosses below. So this is how I iteratively worked. Whenever I hit an error, this is me pasting the error also here. I just paste, so there was a client error 400 ticker not found. So I just paste it here and Codex automatically works. My assumption here was that I'm not a coder. I don't know anything. Whenever I hit an error, I just copy paste the error in a Codex. So, okay, it's saying created the dashboard folder at Algo dashboard, wired it. Now runs these 3, added Streamlit dashboard. Okay. So it said added Streamlit dashboard. So now if I'm a non-coder, so since I know what is going to happen. So I'll go to the Algo dashboard that it just created. Again, Codex created all this from scratch. Nothing is something that was there in this folder earlier. So now it's created this app folder and a README on how to run it. I'm just going to ask it, can you tell me how to run this dashboard? Hopefully it's done a really nice dashboard. We can just confirm again. So from webinar live, run these 2 terminals. So terminal 1, create the strategy runner. So it's running this already in my VS Code here. And then terminal 2, install dashboard. Okay, so I don't think I need to do this. It's already there. But just to show everyone what it means by terminal is it means command prompt if you're not a coder. So it tells me to go here in command prompt and just type Python. I'm just going to do it anyways. Oh, sorry. Yes. So there was an error. I'm just going to show you what I can just do with Codex and why it's so good. If I just press the error here, it'll tell me what. You ran it from a wrong file. So now it tells me what to do. So this first, then this. And then this. So it automatically is opening the dashboard. Hopefully it works well. Nubra MA 915, no orders captured. Okay, so it is telling me to run this code again from scratch, from start. So I'm going to stop this code. Now, as you can see, it was placing orders earlier. We saw it as well. Sorry, if I go to my UAT, yeah, there's now more data consumer is now added. More orders. You can track your PNL as well here. I can see live PNL ticking. It's now in negatives. Technically, you can run this even for options, so futures and option strategy. If you have maybe a delta strategy that you have, straddles, triangles, you can place any type of strategies that you want in the UAT environment. Then once you're confirmed it works well, you can shift it to put. You can shift it to a production environment. But now I'll just close this Algo running that is running. I'll show the dashboard so it works. So now it is telling me to run this code. So it is the steps it's told me is I need 2 terminals. In one terminal where I'm running this dashboard, and in another terminal it wants me to run this file. So I'll just do that. I'll open another command prompt terminal. I'll simply just copy these 3 lines, paste it here, and then this enter again. Okay, I have to log in. Hopefully now it runs. Let's see. 755. This is the latest OTP right here. So I think the code is running. Let's go back to the dashboard and see if the dashboard is running. Hopefully, skipped a symbol, signal count 4, last update status running, it's telling me symbol. So, I mean, this is a very crude dashboard it is built. If there's a particular use case of this MA dashboard where it tells long, short, like, okay, fine, some information is there. Order history, signal history, recent order outcomes. So based on what you want your dashboard to do, you can build that as well to this dashboard. So that is the entire webinar for today. As you could see, in less than an hour, and this is even including the conversation that I've had with you, it probably took less than half. I mean, it took around half an hour to build an actual algo that is placing orders in the UAT environment here. It was also squaring of orders as well. So it placed orders in the UAT environment, and it has also gone one step further and built a dashboard. You can make this dashboard much better, that I understand. But that's the power of LLMs that we have. And in particular, what Nubra has done is with the best part is with this download button that is there. So you don't have to go through these documentation one by one. You can very easily download the documentation and feed it to Codex and build like any type of algos. I have built basic ones, but over time, if you have a complex idea, you can build that as well.
Also,
Anyone?
one other question. So the Codex one that you chose is a pro plan, the $20 one?
The one that I have is a pro plan. This is my own. This is not a company. This thing I pay the $20 for this.
Okay. Also, you can take this to the VS Code itself. It will.
Yes, you can take this in the VS Code as well, which is this Codex is here.
Yeah, I mean, you are running it manually, right? So
yeah,
sure that runs. So
I know. Yeah, it's. I mean, you could do it here as well. So the thing was to show. So the idea is that even Codex is as such right now, it's free for everyone. So I have just installed the app. I just wanted to show how from the ChatGPT interface, which a lot of us are used to, you can just go to Codex here, install the app, and then use that app to build. So if you just go to download the app, that was the first step that I did. I just downloaded the Codex from here. And then now that it is here, I can open it in any folder, put the documentation for Nubra APIs and build anything deployable as well. So now if I wanted to deploy, so now if my strategy worked really well and it's making a lot of money, so all I have to go to is just search for UAT. So not this one. This is a print. This is also a print. Yeah, this one. This line here where it initializes which environment it has to run in. So if I just change this UAT to production, PROD, this entire, nothing else I have to change in the strategy. This entire strategy remains as is. Now it will just deploy the strategy in your live market. So the orders actually go to NSE and BSE. So hopefully this webinar was interesting, and I could show you how you could use our Nubra APIs and deploy algos and also build a dashboard. We did 2 things together in 1 hour. So if anyone else has any other questions, please let us know.
Yeah, Akshay, actually, can you please recap? I mean, I just joined a little late, actually. Can you please
recap,
please?
Sure. So what I've done here, I'll just run this code. So this entire code line, the intention that I started with was that I assume that I am not a coder at all. And I don't want to look at code, or nor do I want to see any code that is there to see if it's correct or not. So what I did was I downloaded the API documentation from here, Nubra API docs. I'll share this. So I clicked on this download button. Sorry, I'll just go here. Yeah, this the code here is shared here on in the clients folder. I'll just share that. Right. So the code is there in webinar 2 code. That said, as I was saying, I downloaded the documentation. I pasted it in an empty folder. So here in webinar, if you go to test, I pasted it in an empty folder here. Was it test? Was it? Oh yeah. Okay. Anyways, I pasted it in an empty folder, and this is the documentation I pasted in the empty folder. Then I go to Codex, and then I open it from that folder. So I add at the left here, you have an add a new project. So you open it from whichever folder. You pasted the documentation file in. So you select folder, and then you start building your strategy from scratch. But you break the strategy down in small iterative process. So that now I'll recap, and I'll quickly show you what all I did from the start. I just go up here. So the first thing I asked, can I build a moving average crossover with the documentation that is there in that folder? That's there in this folder. So it was only one file in that folder. Then it told me, yeah, it can build it. It gave me a list of what it plans to do. Then I said, can you build this Python file in the same folder, build it for Reliance only. So I broke it down. I only want one stock. Do this moving average crossover strategy, 3-minute interval. I gave it some other 9 crosses over MA15. Then it built this. It created this Python folder that I'm running right now here in my VS Code. And once it printed it, I said, okay, can you add 50 more stocks? It added that. Then I faced an error. The first error I faced was that it was for the 50 stocks, it was putting all 50 in one go in the API. But Nubra API has a rate limit where you can only do 10 at a time. That I know, but assuming that most users don't know the errors initially starting out at Nubra, what I did was I just copy pasted the error that it was showing initially into Codex, asking Codex itself to fix it. So now since Codex has a documentation that was there earlier, which has all the rules set as well, so it knew. So it says fixed it to respect Nubra's maximum 10 values allowed in one query limit. Then again, so the next error it hit was ticker not found, Nubra error code. So it was using Tata Motors old ticker, which is why it was facing and it was not running. So then I pasted that code, the error only again. It gave the same error. I again pasted the error. I'm trying to brute force and fix this error. So because I'm assuming I don't know what the error means or what the flaw is. So then I pasted the error again. Yeah. So then now it stopped giving me the error. After this, it stopped giving me the ticker errors. Now, after that, I added the order placement for UAT environment. That also did not keep placing the order for a while. And then finally, once the orders were being placed, once everything was fine and it was running in a loop, I wanted it to run every 3 minutes from 9:15. I ran it in a loop. And then, yeah, it gave a good strategy. Final strategy was this Algo that was running, where it was placing orders in my UAT environment here. You can see it's still placing orders. It's still running here. So it's still placing as much orders, and you can see my live PNL as well being tracked.
I just want to know one thing. In the production environment, how the orders will be fired? Means intraday, it will be limit orders. Yeah, whatever. How can we define that?
So if you go to our documentation, again, what you can do is you can just, if I just go here, but the other thing Codex can do is you can get Codex can access websites online. So what I'll do is I'll just go to this page, go here, just a new thread. I'll ask it, can you go to this and tell me the type of orders I can place? So right now, SEBI regulation is that market orders cannot go through APIs. So market orders are not there currently. But we have, if you go to a trading part here, I'll wait for Codex also to answer. But if you go to place orders here, there's a video to show you how you can place orders. And then if you scroll down a bit to example order patterns, you will see so you can place a limit order. You can place a stop loss order, and you can place an iceberg order, where if you have a lot of quantity, you can break it down in leg size. Apart from this, we have multi-order, where you can place multiple different, the same payload, if you have like 10 different orders you want to send in one go, you can build this entire payload and send multiple orders together. Apart from that, we have something called flexi order, which is for FNO in particular. This is like a strong order type we have built for FNO. So in flexi order, if I go, you can basically place like multiple legs. So like this is a straddle here. You have a straddle. This is one leg, and this is another leg being placed here. So that is also available through our flexi order. So straddles, triangle, multiple legs here. And since the documentation has all of this, so if you go to download and you download all of this and you ask Codex to build you these code patterns also, order patterns also, it will be able to build all this for you because it has already existing actual functioning order patterns. So these, if you just copy paste this and deploy it, if you just change the expiry here and the strikes here, and probably change it's already in UAT environment. So if you just copy pasted this, and so I'll just show it to you as well. I'll copy paste this entire code line for an iron condor. And maybe I'll just open some random. Okay, I'm gonna try this. Paste it. I'll delete the previous. Paste it here. I'll just change the expiry. It has given me the list of order types here. I'll just come back to that later. So current expiry, I think, is 30th. Hopefully it takes it. Otherwise, I'll have to build something robust. And current price is around this itself. Maybe I'll just make this much lower to 29, 800. This is a long put. Long call can be this. Short put can be 2300, I think. Okay, I'll try placing this order. It requires it to be liquid as well. If it's an illiquid strike, it will technically not be able to place an order. Even in the UAT environment, because the UAT environment, the way we have built it is it matches the order based on the order book that is available at that time. So it's given me this thing. If I go to my UAT dashboard now, basket filled, order filled, somewhere here, yeah, you can see the 4 legs of the iron corner are placed. Now I can track this real time now. So I mean, how the legs change, you can see here which ones are doing well, which ones are not doing well. That's also available. So all the codes that we have in our documentation, most of them are like copy pastable. You can just test it on your end and try it out. Anyone else has any other question? Yes, you can do swing and positional algos also. You'll just have to build the, if you have a logic already, you just have to prompt it to codex and build it.
Yeah, Akshay, can you also provide recording for this today's session and the yesterday previous session as well?
Yeah. So yesterday's will be on YouTube today. Today's session will also be on YouTube by maybe tonight, and then we'll put it up on the WhatsApp group, so it'll be available.
Thank
you. Welcome.
These sessions will be happening every Wednesday, Friday. Like, is there any frequency for this?
So Fridays for sure on the live market will happen. So currently we're thinking the next Wednesday also, instead of post market hours, we'll do it live itself, because it's easier to show these algos deploying orders. Otherwise, usually before, what we used to do is we used to show these videos of like orders being placed. This used to happen post market hours. Right now, our understanding is it's better if it happens during market hours, so that I can show you live. Like we could see the orders being placed live in UAT environment. Maybe once we go through certain very easy algos, I'll try showing maybe an option-based algo. Right now, we are only doing stocks and like discretionary orders. Maybe that is also possible. But that depends. Yeah, that's maybe in the long term we have to think. Yeah, if there's any other question as such, you can let us know. If you want to open your account with Nubra, I'll just quickly show how you could. So just go to the end here. Yeah, so opening an account is very easy. It takes 24 hours, so you can just go to nubra.io. Maybe if one of my teammates can put that in chat, you can just open the Demat account here, or you can scan the QR code here and you can open an account in 24 hours. So by Monday, if you do it right now, by Monday, you'll have access to everything. Currently, we are thinking Monday also, maybe my teammates can take the live webinar and they can show you how to, again, use Codex and set up an algo or maybe build a dashboard. That can be more interactive, where users can say what requirements can be for a dashboard, and then maybe we can build it. So by if you have the account, you'll be able to follow along as well with our. So here also you can, if you have an account already, I've pasted it in the client. This webinar, live webinar 2 code has the current code that is running live, that is placing these orders. Sorry, I didn't follow.
Button trading.
Button?
Trading.
Suppose button. Sorry, can you repeat it again? I didn't follow.
I want to know about the button trading. Suppose any level will come, I press the button, my order will go for that.
Yeah, so today's dashboard, I didn't do that. But the video that I showed here earlier was there was a button in it. So this options chain dashboard that we have built here, I'll just quickly show you the button here. So I'll make it big here. Is it playing it? No, it's not playing it. Sorry, I think this video is stuck. Yeah, okay. I'll just show this video. So this here we have added a deploy button. So when you press the button, only then will the strategy get deployed. So now the button is being, so first the legs are being defined, and then when you click deploy, the strategy gets deployed in the UAT environment. So currently this dashboard was made for the UAT environment. You just can change it to prod as well. So these kind of buttons also you can add in Codex. So if you just tell Codex that don't take the trades without my confirmation, add a button in the dashboard, it'll add a button as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyone else was asking a question instead of asking Codex? If you're asking ChatGPT, so the difference between Codex and ChatGPT is that ChatGPT is primarily built for normal conversational response. So you can build codes using ChatGPT also, and Codex is free. So that's the other thing I want to tell everyone. Codex is completely free for everyone. It's not, none of what I've shown is paid right now, including Nubra APIs. It's all free. You just can install Codex from here. But if you want to do it in ChatGPT, so if I just show you, I can do this in ChatGPT also. So what I'll do is I'll download this docs again. I'll go to ChatGPT. I'll add the docs here. Sorry, I clicked the wrong button. I'll add this Nubra documentation here, and then the same steps. Can you make MA cross over Algo with Nubra APIs? The only problem with ChatGPT's chat is that it will not be able to hold context as well as Codex can. Codex is working only in that folder and constantly understands what it has built earlier. So you can keep adding more and more and more, and it'll build it really well. So if you see, the errors that I hit were very few. Only maybe 3-4 times I hit the errors and I fixed it. With ChatGPT, you will face a lot of errors. So that's the only reason why I suggest Codex.
Is this a fairly new brokerage company?
Yeah, we have been running for the last year almost. We initially focused on the retail platform. We built the whole UI for the retail platform. And now the API infrastructure that we have built, we are exposing to retail clients as well.
So it is mostly for retail clients wanting to have their algo trading on their own.
No, not just retail clients. We have big clients as well. So the parent firm is an HFT firm. So the HFT, because of that access that we have, our infra is completely in-house. Our OMS is in-house, our RMS is in-house. And also we have co-location servers both in NSE and BSE. So orders are fired very quickly. There's no third party involved here at all.
We have the API contract with the NSE BSE is what you're saying.
Yeah, we have our servers we have the co-location servers within NSE BSE. Apart from that, we have our proxy, we call it proxy colos, data servers very close to the exchanges, where you can, if you are a very big client handling multiple amounts crores, they can also sort of host their algos there. That is if their algos require that level of latency. So that is the only reason. If that very, very micro, like very, very low latency is required, then only then.
Akshay, the new rule is coming on 1st of April. That impact the us or not? Like
that will technically not. So one part of the rule that impacts everyone together is this static IP. So static IP, if I can just quickly show you where you can. So on a Nubra IO platform, if I just log in, so this is for all brokers require static IP now. So that you can just add it here. Again, you can just ask ChatGPT where to get the static IP from. It'll just find it in your network tab. So I'll just put this up to 54508. So now if I go to my account section here, so it's account setting, and in account settings, if I go to API credentials here, in update static IP, you have to put your static IP. So you can just ask ChatGPT to go and get the steps of where to get the static IP for your local system, and then you can just add it here. This is the only thing that will impact. The other impacts that are there from the algo point of view is that that 10 orders per second and market orders kept through API is sort of, you need to register yourself as an algo to get market orders through API.
Even that is possible, right? I think you mentioned that in the last call.
Which one? Yeah, if you register through, we help you register as well if it's a problem. But this registration takes a long while, at least from my experience of what I've heard.
Right. Not immediately, but I can get some kind of help.
Yeah, but Nubra definitely will help you. Yes.
Sure. Thanks.
Actually, is there a way to connect to TradingView indicators?
TradingView indicators, there is a way to use TradingView alerts, the webhook alerts that are there. For that, we have a blog section. Our blogs are actually really nice. I mean, I've had particular fun building some of these blogs, mostly because it's not just a read alone blog, it's also like an interactive blog. For this TradingView blog, I'll just quickly show you where the blog is. Yeah, so this is the TradingView alerts blog. I can just maybe paste it if my team has. Yeah. Oops, sorry. Where did it go? Copy, paste. Yeah, this is the blog. Maybe I can show one more blog. Something interactive that we had built is for those of you who want to try and understand option strategies. Options and derivatives. There's this payoff visual. This is in blog format in HTML, and so it's like an interactive blog where if you have a perception of where the market you think will go. So if you draw like a box there, so say I think it'll stay between these few lines. If I just draw a box here, it'll give me a strategy here. And on clicking the strategy, I can see where the payoff is. I'll be profitable here. I'll be in loss here. What the max profit and max loss is. This is a very simple blog made just to learn what strategies you could deploy based on your perception of the market. So yeah, if there are any other questions as such, I think most of it is answered. Sanju, you can just reach out to our team. We can, I think, share. You can send the code to me on and your phone number as well, and then we'll share we can fix the code and send it to you. What you can do is you can also put your code in Codex and ask it to try and fix it. You can brute force fix it. Does Nubra, the APIs, you can build the RSI on it. The RSI you can build on Nubra APIs. For that also, we have a Python tool that you can use and build the RSI. The tools are all available. So if you go, if I quickly share that as well in developers API verse, I'll quickly show some of the tools we have for those of you who are still here. Some of the tools that we have built here with Nubra is that we have these Python tools that we have built. I'll come to the Python tools later. So some of the things that my teammates have built here is that they built like this Chrome extension where you can have a code converter. You can convert it in using extension directly. And the other really nice thing is that we have built an Excel plugin as well. So you can, if I just go to the Excel plugin, for those of you who sort of find coding hard, you can use the Nubra's Excel plugin as well. So in Nubra's Excel plugin, it's the same login process is there. There's a small login window that opens up in Excel. And once you log in, you will get live data. So this is live option chain data and live LTP and change data that comes here. And yeah, you can also get historical data in Excel directly here. So this is the blog for it. So in API verse, if you just scroll down, you can see all the other tools that we have built. We have an MCP server as well, which I did last webinar. So probably I'll show next webinar. And for those of you who use these no-code platforms, Algo test and Tradetron integration is there as well. And then we have these tools. So the Nubra TLib tool is basically a tool for getting this RSI. You can add RSI, EMA, CCI. You can add all these indicators here directly. It's just a couple of lines of code, actually. We've tried to make it very easy. So this entire thing you can copy and paste it, and then add as many functions as you want here. It'll get added to your data frame. So yeah. Any other additional charges for Nubra? Only brokerage. There is no other additional charges. The APIs are free right now. Market data and order play. Market data is completely free. Order placement, there is only brokerage. So nothing else beyond that. Okay, if there are no other questions, I think I can call an end to this webinar. Thank you so much for joining the live webinar this Friday as well. We will likely host one on Monday. We will inform on WhatsApp if that is happening. And that will be hosted.
Akshay, hello?
Yeah, hello.
Can you show me on the live actually? I think today is all right. Monday, can you show the line how you deploy all these things?
Yeah, today also was live. It deployed the orders. So the orders you're seeing here, I mean, I think you would have joined a little late. We'll share the webinar. So I'll just.
Can you show today's webinar? Can you send me the recordings, please?
Yeah, it'll be, if you're on the WhatsApp group, it'll be on the WhatsApp. It'll be a YouTube video on the WhatsApp group. So today, the entire strategy was deployed live. So I'll just quickly log in and show you the orders that were placed. So today's was a moving average crossover strategy, very easy. And this is the positions page. It has deployed all these. Yeah, all the positions you see in equity is what is deployed live today in markets. So the code, in fact, is running here. I think somewhere here. Yeah, it's running here. So no order was placed in the last time frame, 12:27. Next one is at 12:27. If you wait for like maybe a couple of more seconds, it will place orders again. Yeah, so you can see here, order filled Apollo. So it's placing orders again. So yeah, this entire webinar, we'll share the recording on YouTube probably by tonight. Any other questions as such? Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you everyone for your time. I hope there was something good to learn through this webinar. And I'll see you next Wednesday, I think. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Akshay.
Thank you.